Hello YouTube and welcome to South Boston, Virginia, site to race number 15 of the NRSL Coke Vanilla Cup Series. And first up is qualifying, first out onto the track. It's going to be the 55 Napa Toyota for Zach Flickinger, one of the Gargar homers this week, 33rd in the owner's points coming in. And join me this week for qualifying is Pollard.
Hey, I'm here for qualifying. We have some announcements to make for the series, and I got to join for qualifying, so it's going to be a great weekend here at South Boston.
Yeah, so he'll be giving stats along with some of the cars as we go along. Uh, Caught him a little bit off
Well,
guard, I guess.
this is Zachary, right?
This is Zach Flickinger.
Well, Zach, he made Ontario, but he finished 38th, 35th at Lowe's, and had an 8th at Las Vegas. The team had looking for some momentum from the last three races.
Yeah, they've been making a lot of them. Christopher Pierce in the 41 car will race 23rd in the owner's points coming in with the breast cancer awareness scheme this week.
They have not had a top 10 finish since Sears points. So they're trying to look for some momentum. Their best finish in the last 5 races has been 13th. And we have a breast cancer weekend, I can tell.
Yeah, Kev Shearer also bringing out the breast cancer awareness scheme in the 43. We'll have to make it in on speed. 47th in the owner's points coming in.
Kev has only made one race in the last 12 races, and that was at Sears points. So this team is obviously trying to make. But he won the DNQ race last week, so it's improvement.
Yep. Waiting till we get past pit lane here to do this. Henry Sanford in the 00, 13th in the owner's points, coming in trying to snap a 90 race plus winless streak.
They finished 7th last week in Ontario. That was their first top 10 since Auto Club, so trying to look for some momentum this week at South Boston.
James Qualls in the 11 FedEx Freight Chevrolet. This team's doing well in the season. 15th in the owner's points coming in.
Well, they're not doing too well the last few races. Qualls has finished 28th, 29th, and 37th. Trying to get some momentum back for this 11 team.
Sorry about that. I thought I saw the 9 getting ready to head towards a pit wall. We'll talk about Alexander Rowe here. The golden number 2 this week. Going to try and hopefully be golden on the track. 50th in the owner's points coming in.
They have missed They have missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going for their 7th straight DNQ, and their best finish is 22nd. The team is actually horrible.
Chris Washer, the defending champion, currently 8th quickest, and this car is looking to repeat again. It looks like 3rd in the owner's points right now.
Well, Washington's had 4 straight finishes outside the top 15, so they're trying to get some momentum. Still up there as 3rd in points, but going to keep dropping if they have bad finishes in the next few weeks.
Deline Abrahamian, the AAA Ford's got something on the decal this week, I guess, so worth mentioning for me at least. And Abrahamian 16th in the owner's points.
So I'm a little surprised they're up there because even hasn't had a top 10 since 3 unit, and they've been really struggling. But they got a few top 20 finishes. That's what's keeping them up there in the points.
Cole Deaver, going back to 1957, is currently 7th quickest on the speed chart, and they will race 21st in the owner's points.
Let's see. Cole has not had a top 10 himself since Sears point, but has had a few 11th place finishes, keeping him up there in the points. And they finished last week 26th. They're looking for a better result this week.
Still looking for their first top 5 of the season.
Correct. Their best finish this year was, I believe that's 6th at Sears point.
Charles Jackson, there's not much we can't say about this team. 11th quickest right now. They are leading the owner's points coming in.
And a disappointment last week for that 6th place finish, their first non-top 5, top 10 of the year.
Charles Sanford, his Anaheim Ducks just recently won the Stanley Cup this past week, and as such, they've brought in a new scheme actually it was 2 weeks ago, but they brought in the new scheme now because they had sponsorship last week. So the Anaheim Ducks Stanley Cup Championship car right here, 17th quickest, is a Gargar homer.
They ran top 5 last week all in Ontario, but got a 22nd. They had a 3rd, 16th, and a DNQ, so this team's got some momentum. If they don't miss the race, I think they could be up there in the top 15 this week.
Right now, needing to pick it up on the speed chart, though. Zach Rogers, the Stanley Tools Dodge this week is 16th quickest. They will race 24th in the owner's points right now.
The reason why they're 24th, after their 7th place finish at Coca-Cola, they have finished 28th, 38th, 34th, and 6th. Definitely in need of a good run for this 10 team.
Sam Young, the Panasonic Chevrolet, is currently second quickest in this group and sixth in the owner's points coming in.
Well, since their 5th place finish at Coca-Cola, they finished 41st, 25th, 17th, and 15th. So I think they're going to get an improvement this week in this team.
Vince Amarego, the Peak Antifreeze Chevrolet, is currently fifth quickest and fifth in the owner's points entering this one.
Minus the 37th at Vegas, their last two finishes have been 9th, 5th, 13th, and 5th at Ontario. So this team's got some momentum on their side. Let's see if they can keep it up and try to get ahead of Will Hoyt and Washer in the points.
I think I just realized this. The top three in owner's points are all in this group.
Yep.
William Brock is 11th quickest right now in the speed charts. They are a go or go homer, 35th in the owner's points.
Brock, he's been making a few races. They got a 4th at Lowe's, but an 18th, 24th, and 41st the last few weeks. This team looking for some better results for the car.
Zachary Fitzwater, the Simons Dodge, is 16th quickest on the speed charts and 29th in the owner's points.
They've been very inconsistent the last few weeks. They've got 10th at Martinsville and 8th at Las Vegas, but they have 35th at Lowe's and 30th at Ontario, trying to look for some consistency for this team.
Jessica Shelton bringing out some classic Wood Brothers colors almost here, the Ford Motorcraft Ford, and this team is 14th in the owner's points.
They finished 9th at Lowe's, but they've had 19th, 36th, and 39th the last 3 weeks. Trying to use that consistency rating to get a top 10 finish this week at the short track. Does Jessica finish? I believe she finished 32nd at Martinsville. Never mind.
Bill Bragg Jr., can't quite tell which one it is. It looks like it's the Cat used Toyota there for him. Second in the owner's points, sorry.
Well, we know he's not missing the race, so it doesn't matter. But it's after his 10th at Sears Point, he has finished 2nd, 4th, 7th, 1st, and 10th the last 2 races. This team's on a roll trying to catch Charles Jackson the points. This team's got a lot of momentum.
Oh, sorry, it's
Hopefully
the D6T. That's the one.
Wait,
it's
what?
the D6T Toyota.
Well, hopefully the 23 car can get this ratings on this car.
Speaking of the 23, currently the quickest car in this group, looking for his second straight pole, I believe. Yeah, 30th in the owner's points, though.
As long as Henry doesn't take us out, we're good. Well, the 23 car has had 26th, 23rd, 40th, and 25th the last 4 races, so they're kind of looking for some momentum. They need Bill Braddock Jr. set up in the car.
Jeffrey McCullough, the Irwin Tools Ford, is 12th quickest. They are a go or go homer, 46th in the owner's points coming in.
Well, they haven't had good results, 38th, 22nd, and 28th, but they have made 3 out of the last 4 races. So that's improvement from the beginning of the season because they missed about 4 straight races. So this is some improvement from the team.
Samet Ozkan in the Pennzoil Platinum Chevrolet, starting to somewhat turn around this season, 36th in the owner's points coming in, but they're 20th on the speed charts in this group.
Well, there's 3 straight races, but he's made 3 straight races in a row. 37th, 20th, but did get a 7th at Vegas. So if they can pick up the speed and make the race, maybe they'll get another top 20 finish and move up the owner point list.
William Duncan, the AT&T Chevrolet, is currently 17th quickest in this group, 18th in the owner's points, so they will race.
Duncan got 6th in Martinsville, but he got 15th, 14th, and a bad finish on Ontario. So look for him to be a top 15 contender, and he's sponsored this week.
Ali Nelson, the 360 OTC Walgreens Toyota, will have to make it in on speed. 45th in the owner's points coming in. They're 5th quickest right now.
They've missed 3 out of the last 4 races, and they lost to Kev Shear. So this team definitely needs to improve.
As we're getting some frame rate there. Mark George, the Big Red Dodge here, is currently 3rd quickest. They will race 17th in the owner's points.
George has not too bad. He's had 4 straight top 20 finishes, so this team's definitely got some momentum heading up. They finished, 13th, 20th, 6th, and 18th, so this team's definitely got momentum on their side.
And finally, Joshua Osborne, currently is 20th quickest in this group. The Radioactive Energy Chevrolet is 28th in the owner's points.
Osborne hasn't had a top 10 since Chicagoland, but their finishes have not been too bad. 18th, 12th, 23rd, and the 33rd in Ontario was their worst finish. So this team's not too bad. And the 80. Oh man, Alexander Rowe going for 8 straight. This is the Max Newworth of the 2007 season.
See, this is the point where I just don't even have to say anything at this point. He'll do it all for me.
So the 2-car Max Newworth won the pole at Talladega, so I'm predicting Alexander Rowe's gonna have a strong run at Talladega. The 55 seems surprised they're having a little slow on speed. You know, they've had some decent runs. They've had 12th, 12th, 29th, and 15th besides the D&Q at Ontario. So a little surprised they're all off on speed, but we'll see in the D&Q race at South Boston. As massive frame rate has just occurred.
Not on the recording. That's lag, just on Skype.
So Kev, I think Kev is going to be on a streak too. So he's missed 1, 2, 3. He's on 5 straight, and Rowe's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because Rowe missed. Did Rowe miss Sears Point? Yeah, Rowe missed. So he's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be 7 straight for Rowe, and for Kev, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight. Stay in school, kids. Talking about Kev, he won the D&Q race last week, but the team, they made the first 3 races of the season, and they've only made 1 race since. They've only made 1 COT race, so this 43 car could really use an improvement.
Well, what's funny about that is they were locked into races 2 and 3 on buying owner's points from last season.
Yeah, so if they were not locked in on owner points, they would have missed every race besides 1 race this season.
Well, maybe. I don't remember where they were qualifying at that point.
And I really am going to have to watch the Sears Point recording because I have no idea how this car made the race. Some other people down there. Washer's 18th. He's 3rd in the points, so he's a little low. Henry's a little low. As long as he stays out of my way this week, we'll be fine. Who else is down there? The 26th, 17th, that would be borderline making the race to see how fast the second group goes.
Oh!
And, well, that happened, and this happened. Oh, nice brakes, guys. And,
I saw that happening right as soon as I was going backwards. Well, that's a welcome to the series if ever I've seen one for a scheme.
Sam Arego is not an Anaheim Ducks fan. And this is the second straight week we've seen the gold number 2 car out, so I guess that did not improve speed for them.
Well, it's also short track instead of the super speedway.
Yeah. The 2 car are going to go way high right there. The 14 way high up there, too. But, next week, Kev might make the race because, it's the turn of death. And with Thornton,
Yeah, I think we're going to be... I think it's an agreement. We're going to not worry about taking people's backup cars for the race. Either that or we're going to turn them way down for qualifying.
Well, I remember the 41 car didn't even turn a lap in qualifying last year. So Kev might have a shot if cars don't make laps. That's the only chance Kev's going to have to make a race. And he might even win without Thornton goes.
If I remember correctly, last year I turned qualifying way down so that they would actually be able to. I just don't remember what the percentage was I used.
I hope I get to a track tour. That'd be great. It's a mixture of a short track, a super speedway, and an intermediate. It's going to be crazy.
Kev has jumped up to the 14th position, actually, by the way.
Well, the end is nigh.
I just looked down and I saw he wasn't in 23rd. I'm like, oh, okay, so he's jumped up somewhere.
Well, you know what? I just got word hell is frozen over.
Well, not entirely. Alexander Rowe's still going to D&Q, it looks like.
Well, the 40. Well, it depends how the speed is in the second round. If all the golden homers are top 10, Kev misses the race.
Yeah,
so.
True. And then he gets on me again because then McCullough also D&Qs.
Well, well, that's what happens. Well, the 26 was crap last year, and the 26 is once again not that bad. They're pretty bad.
Qualifying is over. Running laps, our flying laps are counting. Oscon's second.
Oh, look at Oscon flying, putting 4 fresh tires on up there. Hey, look who's the pole sitter again.
Well, we mentioned that you were currently leading.
Well, you know what? Bill Bragg Jr. setup is amazing.
Charles Sanford was actually 10th in the new scheme there. Um,
Man, wow, look at Allie Nelson. So Kev might be in trouble because Allie Nelson, Sanford,
so looks like uh, Pollard, Ozcon, Nelson, and Sanford should be safe. And then obviously the borderline times are going to be those of Kev and McCullough. How many Gorga homers are in this group? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I think we need to I think we're in need of a new reset on these groups. Apparently, that will come up like next week. um, William Brock also in trouble along with Flickinger and Rowe, and McCullough probably in trouble at least a little bit. We'll have to see. But that is it for group number 1. We'll be right back with group number 2. And we are back for group number 2, waiting for the first car to go out, and it's going to be one of the favorites. Kidding. William Flickinger in car number 40, the Coors Light Dodge this week. 49th in the owner's points. This is going to be quick.
Well, Flickinger has missed one. Wait, where is he?
Oh my god.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Kids stay in school. 1, 2. He's on a 4-race DNQ straight. He's only made one original club race at Auto Club. This 40 team has barely got a top 5 in DNQ. This team really needs to shut down. All I'm gonna say.
Seth Cole, National Guard Chevrolet, also out on track. He will race 27th in the owner's points.
Steph started the season pretty strong with a 2nd and 10th in good runs, but the last 2 weeks he's struggled with a 29th, 30th, 39th, 33rd, and 21st. This team really needs to pick up the pace.
Will Lewis, the DirecTV Chevrolet this week, also on track, and they are 12th in the owner's points coming in.
Well, they got a 36th, 40th, 35th. Am I looking at the right guy? Yeah. 40th, 27th, 28th, but they got a 4th in Ontario, so they're trying to take that 4th to minuscule the bad luck the last few weeks. They're trying to run really good.
I like how you phrased that. Preston Plord in the number 20 Home Depot Chevrolet, currently the quickest car in this group. Ninth in the owner's points coming in.
Well, Preston, Charles memorized this paint scheme, but Preston is one out.
I'm not going to be able to memorize it, trust me.
They have had 27th, 33rd, and 30th. They did win last week, so that's going to be a momentum swing. Let's see if he can win 2 straight weeks in a row. And it looks like he has 0-6-1-2 on the quarter.
68-12 there. Tim Randolph, car number 60, just set his first lap of the session, is 10th in the owner's points coming in.
Randolph, a rookie this year, he has had a 10th and 17th the last 2 weeks, but he had abysmal few weeks. With that 10th and 17th, looking for some momentum in the 60 car.
Brandon Patterson, the Atlanta winner, coming out on track right now. They are 22nd in the owner's points.
The team hasn't had a top 10 since Mosport. They're running like Roush for 2006, but 11th, 16th, and 14th the last 3 weeks. Trying to break through in that top 10, the Atlanta winner here.
Johnny Gardner trying to make it in on speed. He is 8th quickest right now in this group, 43rd in the owner's points.
Now, Johnny got 8th last week, the feel-good story of the race last weekend. Tried to make another race this weekend. He's finished.
Oh my God.
2 straight races.
Look at the top of the chart.
Okay, we're going to hell. Anyways, the 06 has made 2 straight races, and let's see if he can make a 3rd.
As Gardner now jumps up to 2nd quickest. Dylan Young out on track. He will race, that's for sure. 8th in the owner's points coming in. He's also in 1957.
Give me 1 second. I gotta find Dylan Young. Dylan, where are you?
Top of the he's top of the points somewhere. He's up towards the top.
Dylan has had had a very big disappointment at Chicago on 8th, 14th, and besides the 39th at Vegas 11th. So this team's got a lot of momentum, running a lot better than 2006, and they're gonna party like 1957.
Kyle Matthews, currently 17th quickest, is 11th in the owner's points coming in.
They also, just like I believe it was like Flickinger, they finished 4th, 5th, and 2nd, but they also have a 39th and 29th mixed in there. So very inconsistent for this 48 team, trying to get a good run this week.
Mohammed Zain Abdullah, car number 1, is 11th quickest. They will race as they are 7th in the owner's points.
They have had an 8th and a 3rd at Lowe's in Las Vegas, but a 19th, a 40th, and a 21st. Very inconsistent too, just like the 48 team, trying to get some good runs. And I believe this is the first time we've seen that one scheme this year.
Maybe other than the All-Star race weekend where I handpicked the schemes. Max Anderson, the 88 car, is currently 8th quickest, also is one of the Go homers, and they are 39th in the owner's points.
Anderson is at 31st, 34th, 23rd, and 2 DNQs the last 5 races. So this team is definitely looking for speed. The other Yates car is struggling too, so Yates Motorsports looking for more speed this year.
Well, I was going to try and go forward because there's a car back there that I'd seen, but clearly not. Jonathan Zorline in an unsponsored car this week, 17th quickest right now. They will race 25th in the owner's points.
Well, Zorline's at 32nd, 35th, and 42nd, so I can see why they're unsponsored this week. We're looking for a really good run this weekend. They wanted the Coca-Cola All-Star race and 3-unit for Robbie Gordon Motorsports, but clearly those 3 bad runs are killing the funding on the car.
Jack James, important to try and figure out which one this one is because there's another one that looks just like it. 10th quickest right now. They will not have to worry about speed. They are 26th in the owner's points.
Jack James is at 13th and 9th the last 2 weeks. After embarrassing themselves at Lowe's Motor Speedway, they're trying to get some momentum.
Oh, we'll come back to it at some point because I need to just make sure I remember to go back to that one. Louvier, that's not how you pit.
That's going to be a automatic DNQ right there. I'm kidding.
They will actually have to make it in on speed. They are 31st quickest right now, or 31st in owner's points. They're the quickest in this group, 31st in owner's points.
Well, Chris has had 39th, 34th, 36th, 36th, and 31st the last 5 races. So I can see why they dropped out of the top 30 owner point. Really, really need a solid top 20 day this weekend.
Well, they first need to make it in, but it looks like they will do so. Amy Shelley, the Kodak Dodge, is currently 20th quickest. Good thing they are locked in to the race. They are 19th in the owner's points.
I think that's the first time we've seen the Kodiak scheme this year, too. And they finished 7th and 2nd at Martinsville.
Well, it's not the Kodiak. It's Kodak.
Same thing. 42nd and 32nd at Las Vegas, Ontario, trying to get some momentum after those 2 top 10s. And hopefully don't drop farther in the points.
Also, don't need to go back to the 4 because there it is on screen. Kind of gives me a pretty good... Oh, Virginia Tech on the deck lid. That's the important part.
First time we've seen this car, too.
Dog, the Bounty Hunter on A&E. Tristan Wilhoit, the 16-day... looking for third win, I guess? I don't know. I'm all over the place now at this point. Yep. They are 4th in the owner's points coming in.
Wilhoit, he's had the win at Lowe's. He was 41st at Vegas and 12th in Ontario.
Well, he's won the 2 crown jewels that we've gone to. He won the Coke 600. He's won the Daytona 500. So
yeah, and he's done terrible at the road course. This team's like very up and down. They have good runs one week and then a few weeks of bad. So look for this team down the stretch to be running bad and good. So it's very hard to tell where they're at right
now. Let's see. The Holiday Inn Chevrolet, Steve Pollard, one of the Go homers, currently 2nd quickest in this group, and this particular car is 40th in the owner's points.
Well, they're only 40th because they're part-time, but Steve has had, after that dismal stretch from Coca-Cola, Martinsville, and Lowe's, which he did win the DNQ race at Lowe's, he's finished 4th at Vegas and 30th in Ontario, 2nd fastest right now. The 33 has had more speed than the 98 this year, so let's see how the 33 RCR car does this weekend. I believe Will Lewis won at Bristol, and that was a short track, so Steve should have a good run this weekend.
Well, 3 wide at South Boston always sounds like a good idea. Mary Shelley,
this one too.
Mary Shelley, the Pedigree Ford, is currently 17th quickest, and they are 34th in the owner's points.
Mary has missed 2 out of the last 3 with a 32nd at Vegas, so this team really could use a good run, and this is going to help Kev make the race.
Yeah, it definitely will. RJ Reynolds
does not want to be shown.
Clearly not. They are Go homer, 42nd in the owner's points.
RJ, if we ever get to see RJ has had Where are you, RJ? You're not that hard to find. RJ has finished 40th at Ontario DNQ, 21st at Lowe's, and another DNQ. So this is another team trying to get some momentum as we had to bring out the damn helicopter to see him.
Yeah, clearly. We'll come back to that because it's probably important for me and Pollard to figure out which car it is. Tom Shelley, the Wells Fargo Dodge, is currently fifth quickest, and they are Gargo Hummer 44th in the owner's points.
I'm going to tell you, this is the weirdest stat sheet I've seen. Tom Shelley, he's missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 races, but the 3 races he's made, he's finished 8th, 10th, and 10th. So if they can get in the damn show, they'll get a top 10 finish at this rate.
This is the car I was trying to show earlier. Gene Sanford on track, 16th quickest in a part-time effort this season. They are 38th in the owner's points.
Gene team has had a 6th and a 6th, a 2nd, and 11th in the last 3 races they attempted. And Charles had a heartbreak last week, and we don't need to talk any further about that.
Chris Wilson, coming off their first DNQ of the season, is currently 14th quickest in another one of the part-time cars, 41st in the owner's points.
Another team looking for momentum. Didn't do too well in the DNQ race and finished 42nd at Lowe's after not even making a single lap. So they definitely
they didn't even get to the green flag.
Okay, they didn't even get to the green flag, so definitely look. And 14th, they might not be able to cut it to make the race.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know how many are exactly in here. Isaac Flickinger, first time we're showing him on screen. The Furniture Row Chevrolet is currently 11th quickest. And what can we not say about this one? They are 51st in owners points and literally are dead last of any of the cars that aren't COT part-times.
Well, in hindsight, the team did not attempt Las Vegas styles, but they've made their last 2 attempts, which is a lot better because they only made 2 races up to this point. And they're 11th fastest, so they might have a chance to make it. They finished 16th in Ontario, 41st, 14th at Bristol, and they finished 31st in the 500. So if they can make the race, maybe they'll have some improvements. They're going to 2 cars next year, so they need all the
trying
they
to
can get. Or trying to, at least.
Sky Commons in the 83 Red Bull Toyota. The important to know which one this one is for us. The yellow one there on the side. 25th quickest right now, so that's one of the slowest in this session. 32nd in the owner's points.
That's not going to cut it to make the race as, where is he? What the hell is his name? What's the name again?
Sky Commons.
Sorry, Sky. Where is, hold on. Kids stay in school. Sky Commons he finished 9th, 19th, 9th, and 3rd the last 4 races. So definitely having a good stretch of races, but if they don't make the race, that stretch goes to crap.
And finally, Levi McIntyre, the Office Depot Ford, is currently 9th quickest. They will race 20th in the owner's points.
Levi has had a struggling 30th, 31st, and 35th the last 3 races. They haven't had a top 10 finish since Chicagoland. Definitely in need of a good run. This team is falling into the 06 territory of 06. It's definitely going to be close on time since we have a few DNQers, not DNQers, go or go homers toward the front. So it's going to be interesting to see if Kevin.
Well, and not very many towards the back. I'm looking at this.
Thing.
Yeah, not many towards the back.
I think 8 cars missed the original Cup field. Gene Sanford 17th. That's going to be an oopsie.
I think we have 51, I believe, because I think it's 26 in the Group 1, 25 here.
Yeah, 51 cars. So that's 8 or 9. I don't know.
It would be 9 because we only take
9.
42.
Yeah, so the 47, that's the Australia one. They've been running the JT Doherty, so I guess the Australia car is not running that strong.
I believe this actually was, ironically enough, the same scheme that they missed Auto Club with. So, yeah, maybe.
And they got DNQ'd in that Auto Club.
Like I said, that they missed Auto Club with.
No, DQ'd at Atlanta, my bad.
Actually, they made Atlanta and was... oh, yeah, they were in that one, that Atlanta, yeah.
So does Florida have to make it on speed or no?
No.
38 is
the
20th.
The DNQs that we can see on the timesheet there are 47, 44, 38, and the 83.
Yeah, if the 80... Well, Kev Shear made a flying lap at the end. Let's see if Sky can do it. Like I said, Sky's had 2 straight top 10 finishes, so this would be really disappointing if they miss the race.
Especially considering they're heading into a COT race next weekend, so they're bringing out the other one with Matt Dixon, so...
Nothing like bringing out the new expensive bodies at Thornton. That makes a lot of logical sense.
I think that was more for the sake of because of the turn of death.
Yeah, I think that's... you can survive better in that. in that car.
He's looking good and getting closer to it. Meanwhile, someone just jumped up. That was Dylan Young jumped up. So,
We needed that. So Mary Shelley continues to drop down the charts.
well, it helps stabilize the go or go home list in a way.
Well, I can tell you, Charles, I'm going to need that 38 pedigree car. It looks like Johnny's going to make the race. The 78 is going to make the race, and Kev,
Well,
we're going
flying
to
laps
hell.
are counting, I believe. Yeah. No, okay, that's. They are counting because we still haven't reached the standby time yet.
So who won officially the pole? Do you remember what Pollard's lap was?
I don't remember. Well, Sky Commons did improve his lap. Didn't improve the positioning.
We got 5 seconds to get to the line.
Well, flying laps will still count. He improves again, but still doesn't improve his spot.
Well,
Oh, that's going to be iffy there. That should be safe. That's going to be iffy.
we might have 2 Pollards in the top 5.
It's going to be iffy there.
Oh my God, William Flicker's going to make a race?
Huh?
William Flicker's going to make a race?
Yeah, I think he is.
Time to redo the qualifying session.
Definitely not. Isaac Flickinger in 12th. That's going to be an interesting one.
Hell,
And so the fastest in this session was Chris Louvier. That's another one of the go or go homers right there. I just thought about that one. So
didn't the 01 win the pole for the 500 or a win? I don't remember.
it was one of them. He's won a pole so far this season, but looks like Louvier, Pollard should be safe. Tom Shelley, William Flickinger might should be safe. I want to go out on a limb and say Gardner's going to be safe as well. Worth mentioning here, because I'm looking at it, the tiebreaker goes to the 88 of Max Anderson over the 78 of Isaac Flickinger.
You imagine if that was the DQ right there? Oh, the heartbreak for Flickinger.
That's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. Sky Commons, RJ Reynolds, and Gene Sanford, I don't think are going to make it. Same for Mary Shelley. Um,
Uh, well, it was definitely a good qualifying session. We got to read off all the stats, and I'm ready for the South Boston week, aren't you, Charles?
I think I am, yeah. So with that, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't today for more racing action. Coming up next is the starting lineup and the go or go home list for, or the DNQ list, I guess, actually, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
for South Boston.
Don't
And I'll,
forget to
and
add it.
I'll see you next time.